This is Excel Chapter 2 in the Office 2010 Go book, and we are finishing up Chapter 2B, Project 2B, on page 343. And we're going to create a summary sheet here. And so to the right of InStore Sales, I want to click on the Insert Worksheet tab, and that gives me a new worksheet. And I'm going to double click on it and rename it Summary. Hit Enter. And right click and choose Tab Color. And for some reason they want olive green. And so that's this one right here. And now widen columns A through E to 110 pixels. And we may find out later that this is not wide enough, or maybe it is on your computer, but this isn't always working out on my computer. In cell A1, type sales of food and non-food items. And then I want to merge and center that across columns A through E. So select from A through E and merge and center. And we want the title cell style, which is here. Then I'm on number 4 on page 343 now. In cell A2, type week of July 24th. And hit enter and then go back up. And we're going to merge and center. We're going to make that heading 1. So copy or select all the way over to column E for that one. Do a merge and center and go over here and choose heading 1. And that's what your sheet should look like now. Leave row 3 blank. Let's go to B4. And in B4, we're going to put food, non-food, and food sales, and non. And in E5, I hit enter, I should hit tab. In E5, we want, I'm sorry, it says E5 in the book, but I think they mean E4 because that's what the picture looks like at the bottom of the page. So we want total sales here. And I was right, this is not going to be wide enough. So let's try like 120 and see if that's still not quite wide enough. Let's try 130. Okay, and that looks like it's good enough for all of my column headings now. I want to select the range from B4 to E4. And I want the heading 3 style, and I want to center. So centering is right here, and heading 3 style is here. To form the row titles, type online sales in A5, and in A6, type InStore Sales. And your screen should now look like the bottom of page 343. And now we're going to page 344. Click on cell C5, which is right here, and type equals. And now we're going to refer to some stuff that's on another worksheet. I want to click on the Online Sales tab and click E12, which is this number right here, and then press enter. And now let's go look at the formula here. Instead of just being E12, because it's on another sheet, I have to give the name of the sheet closed in apostrophes and then followed by an exclamation mark. So this is the name of the sheet that it's on if it's a different sheet, and then the exclamation mark separates the sheet name from the cell name. And so if I hit enter here, I should get 21257.78, which I do. Click cell C5 to select it again. And yeah, we just did that. Number 9, click cell D5 right here, and type equals, and I want to go to the Online Sales tab. I want to click on F12 and hit enter, and I get 6,038.65. And now in C6 and D6, I want to also get the in-store values. So Let's do an equals. Let's go to in-store, and this is total food sales. So I want this number right here. Hit enter when you're done. Do not click back on the original worksheet. And here I want the total non-food sales for online sales. And that number is right here, and hit enter. And I clicked on the wrong worksheet, didn't I? Okay, this one up here is online. This one's supposed to be in-store. So click on that, go to in-store sales, and I want the total non-food, and hit enter. Do not go and click back on this sheet. And I messed that up again. I didn't do my equal sign first, I think. So let's click here, delete it, type equals. And now let's go to in-store sales, and I want total non-food sales, and click on summary. I just told you not to do that, didn't I? That's an easy mistake to make. Let's go here to equals, and I want in-store sales, and I want total non-food sales, and hit enter. There we go. Finally got it. Now, your sheet should look like this, which matches the bottom of page 344. And now we're in activity 2.23 at the top of page 345. And what I want to do here is go to A7, right here, still on the summary tab. Type total, and select from C5 to E6, and click the sum button to total the two rows. If I do an auto sum, okay, now I always like to double click and just make sure it's doing what I think it's doing, and it is. And now select C5 to E7, and now we're going to have a blank row at the bottom, and we're going to click on the sum button. It'll fill in sums for us at the bottoms of the columns. And we should get these numbers here should match the numbers on page 345, and it appears that they do. And now it says look in cell C6, which is right here, and it says notice that it's 10,537.16, and then in C7 it is 31,794.94. Display the in-store sales worksheet. Click down here, click in cell B8, and type 353.63 and press enter. And now if I go back to my summary, the number here is no longer 31,794. It is now 32,013.21. So it displayed, this has been recalculated, and my total sales has been recalculated. So it's just like anything else in Excel. You make a change one place, anything that refers to that automatically gets updated. It says select C6 to E6. Okay, C6 to E6 is this middle set of numbers right here. And it appears that I inherited some formatting. And what I want to do is I want to use the comma format for those. And select C7 to E7, C7 to E7, and we want to do the total style, which is a single line above and a double line below. And then select A5 to A7. A5 to A7 is these three, and we want heading 4. There we go. And your worksheet should look like this, which is also what we see at the top of page 346. Now we're going to do the Sparklines part. I probably won't do this in class, but I'll do the Sparklines in here. Go to cell B5, which is right here, and insert Sparkline, and click column. So I want to do a column Sparkline, and select the range C5 to D5. So for this I want C5 to D5 and click on OK. And what we get here is this little bar. So it's like a mini bar chart that fits in one cell. That's what Sparklines are. And then go to B6, and I want to do a Sparkline again. So let's go to Insert, and we do a column Sparkline. And the range is going to be these two numbers, and click on OK. And it looks like more of the same. In both cases, the first number is about 3 times as much as the second number, although judging from this, it certainly does not look like the small bar is 1/3 as tall as the tall bar. So we are now on still on number 2 at the bottom of page 346. It says select cell B6, which is right here, and apply Sparkline Style. So let's go to the Style group, and let me see, I want accent 2 darker 25%. So let's do accent 2, and does it say which color? It looks like they chose red for this, so we'll choose this one. And now it looks pretty much like the bottom of page 346. And now we're at the top of page 347, and we're going to move and format worksheets in a workbook. Let's go to the Summary tab and hold the mouse down, and when you do, you see that little arrow that appears between the tabs, that little triangle, and we want to drag it to the left until the mouse and the pointer are to the left of the online sales. So I want to move it once, and I'm in between them, move it one more time, and it jumps over to the left side. Now if I let go, the summary is here on the front of my workbook instead of in the back. Okay, and then it says number 3 on page 347, be sure the summary worksheet is the active sheet. Point to its sheet tab, right click, and then click select all sheets. And on the Insert tab in the text group, click Header and Footer. So let's go to Insert and Header and Footer. Notice almost everything's grayed out. A lot of stuff gets grayed out when you're doing multiple worksheets. So click on Header and Footer here. And I'm guessing we want to go to the bottom. And we want, the left part of the footer. So click here, scroll down a ways. Here's the left part of the footer. And go to your Header and Footer Tools, Design tab, and I want the file name to be put in there. So it puts that ampersand file in square brackets, which is a code telling it to substitute the name of the file when it actually prints this out. Now I'm going to click over here, or actually just click once to get outside the footer, and then go down here, but go back to normal view. I don't normally like to stay in that page layout view. So now we're on number 5 at the bottom of page 347. Click in a cell above the footer to deselect it, and go to the Page Layout tab and choose in the Page Setup group, choose Margins, and we're going to do Custom Margins down here at the bottom. And in the displayed Page Setup dialog box, this is the Page Setup dialog box, under Center on Page, it doesn't tell me what tab, but it's on the Margins tab, and select horizontally, and that will center it between the left and the right margins. Click on OK. Go back down here, and we're already back in normal view, so we don't have to do that. It says press Control Home. Verify that group is still up here in the title bar, which it is. And number 8 says go to Backstage View. We're not going to do that stuff. And now we're going to go to the bottom of page 348. And all I want to show you here is I've got all 3 of these selected. Now if I go to my File tab and tell Excel, that what I want to do is print. Click on Print down here. And you will notice that it tries to print all 3 pages. And if you click on them, you'll see all 3 of the worksheets that I've got. And so if you have all of them selected ahead of time, like I do, and you do a print, then you will get all of them printed. On the other hand, if I only have like one of them selected, like the summary sheet here, and I go to my File tab and I click on Print, look down here and it says 1 of 1. So I'm just getting the page or pages that I happen to have selected. If I've only got one selected, then that's all I get. And that takes us to the end of Project 2B.